You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody, it's Jonathan and welcome to Masters in Trading Live. Today we're going to talk about a very, very cool trade. Have you guys been playing around with Polymarket? Polymarket has these binary bets. You can really bet on anything. But today what I want to talk about is Polymarket is getting a lot of cool liquidity, a lot of good liquidity that can help us find some really freaking cool trades. That's what we've been doing. We've done it a few times right now. We are long solar right now because of a Polymarket trade that I'm going to walk you through. So we always talk about, we want to be creative in the trade. Lots of people are approaching the market. Everyone kind of does the same thing. We want to look at the market from a little bit of a different angle than everybody else. So today, messing around with Polymarket, I'm going to show you how we can use this to find really cool trades. I got the chat open. Welcome. Thank you guys all for joining. Make sure you thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe because sometimes we release videos where you'll want to get an alert to possibly get a trade. So let's go to the screen share. Again, I got the questions open. Thank you guys all for joining. Nice little opening for us. Let's have some fun. All right, so I'm going to start here. Whenever we have some good news, we like to celebrate with a glockenspiel. DB placed his very first option trade in AR yesterday. It's already up 42%. So always nice to get our first option trade out of the books. We like to say people start drinking the Kool-Aid, they see how we trade, and they hang around. So thank you for sharing. And also, Pauline just returned to the service. Sorry for her loss after taking a couple of months, but she got in yesterday, and her first two trades are a success. So welcome back, Pauline. Again, sorry for your loss, but you were absolutely missed. All right, guys, let's talk about markets. The stock market moves on the first thought, not final truth. How many times have we seen the stock market move on BS? It moves on news. People try to front run the stock market. So it moves on the first thought. Options already price everything based upon probabilities. That's how the options market works. Volatility, it just means uncertainty. So an options market is going to price in lots of uncertainty or a big range for a stock if volatility increases. Options also have something called skew. Skew is when the calls might be way more expensive than the puts. So the options market is pricing that probability for a stock to go higher. So just like Polymarket or call sheet is doing binary bets based upon probabilities, the options market has been setting probabilities since they started in the mid-70s. Kim loves the community. Thank you for sharing. So what's changed? We've talked about this in the past. In the past, we've waited for these big, we call them news bombs, where all of a sudden news will come out of nowhere and the NASDAQ will move 50 points. The Dow will move 200 points. Volatility will spike. Well, now what's changing, not just the news bombs, but we can actually handicap the proposed news bombs. So probability can move before price and volatility. And many of these outcomes are now handicapped. We have odds in them well before they're shared with everybody as these special news bombs. That's a big, big difference for us traders, for us looking at the financial markets. Sandy shared this too. Love the community. Thank you, Sandy. How can we use prediction markets? Well, I'm not saying that we should use prediction markets to bet on binary yes or no. We should use them to observe the shifts in belief. And when we are alive, so when I goof, we are alive. And when probability moves and price doesn't, that's going to be some really cool information. So I'm going to show you how we use this, a couple of different ideas. Ernie shared his ALB trade, making 500%. Jim also shared his ALB trade, making about 400%. So glockenspiel for you fellas. Okay. All right. So how can we use this? Well, these have been extremely volatile. Yesterday, I did a presentation, or maybe it was, yeah, yesterday I talked about natty gas. Tuesday, I did a presentation on how the market is going to prepare depending on who wins. At that time, Rick Reeder was only at 20%. And I said Trump is trying to get Reeder as the Fed chair because Trump can control Reeder somewhat, way more than he can control Warsh. Warsh is going to be very slower to move. So that's why Reeder picking up, and there are different trades. You can have more aggressive trades with Reeder than under Warsh. Rates will fall much faster under Reeder than under Warsh. So these are things that now we can anticipate. Before this, yeah, you got the Fed dot plot, but you really couldn't handicap these news. $240 million of volume. So there's absolute liquidity there as well. Just got a question, Nicholas. I'm new here. Will you tell us when to sell a position? I bought the AR calls yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday in our advance notice, we shared we want to buy AR calls. It's a natty gas play because natty gas is going through the roof. Talked all about natty gas yesterday. Whenever I share a trade, guys, with the community, I will always share when to get out. I'll always share when to manage those trades. I'm not just sharing a trade and let you go off and run. I manage a portfolio and I want my portfolio to have phenomenal results so I can boast about them to you. Another one. So we have who will Trump nominate? Obviously, volatility. US strikes Iran. 10%, January 31st, 21%, going out to February higher. What's going to move? Oil, probably going to spike. This is not a news bomb that we want to get caught off guard. These are you want to position yourself going into them. Here's an example of a trade that we've been doing. I really like this trade. I've been sharing this trade. I shared this trade with you guys. We did CSIQ. We have a free portfolio. I'm going to go over a trade in our free portfolio as well, but we have CSIQ in our free portfolio. We're long the 21 strike calls. And then also in our paid portfolio, we are long run, RUN. But the reason, guys, is this. The Supreme Court rules in favor of Trump's tariffs. When we initially put this position on, it was a little bit lower. It was about 25%. This is actually rallying. That is not good for solar, but what is good for solar is this. Look at solar. Solar is starting to anticipate SCOTUS turning down tariffs. That's why if you look at solar stocks across the board, they are all extremely, extremely strong. CSIQ, I did share this trade with everybody, so that one I'm happy to talk about. We have the 21s. I think we got in these for $1.50 or $1.40 or something like that. If you're long from 21, say from $1.50, you could sell these 23s for $1.20. That would give you 30 cents of risk, and you can make $2.70 if you have that trade. Actually, pardon me, my math was incorrect. If you have the 21s for $1.50 and you sell the 23s for $1.20, you'll have 30 cents of risk. $30, the most that you can make is $170 because $2 strikes apart. So we do have that as a free trade, CSIQ. The other free trade that we still have active right now is Carmen. I shared Carmen with you guys, 08/28, 2025. So this was a trade that we shared with all of you. I put out a video, 5 reasons of why I want to get long KRMN. Last trade 55.22. When we did it, now it's trading 111.40. 45. I absolutely love KRMN. It is institutionally owned. So if you have this trade, yeah, we're up 100%, but guys, I'd stick with it. I absolutely love KRMN. And with all the political nonsense going on, with the money going into US defense, KRMN will continue to remain very, very strong. All right. What we always do now, guys, is I always break off from our free video and we go to our all access where we go over some of our open portfolio. One more question. Ryan, yeah, Ryan's just answering Nicholas that we're going to hold positions until expiration, or we could take off a really big fat profit. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody in all access, you guys sit tight. We'll be right back. Make sure you give a thumbs up, subscribe. See you guys back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, everybody. Okay, hopping back on for our all access crew. What I do every day now is I wait, get some confirm from the all access Discord that you could see me, and then I'll be off and